Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match reaction. Everton 1, Newcastle United 0. What a huge win for Everton tonight. A massive win in a tough game against a team who've been in good form. And we had to do it the hard way. We had to play against 12 men, it felt like at times, with the referee, Craig Pawson, who was absolutely abysmal. But more from him probably in the 3 points. A great win for Everton tonight. Obviously, got the news this afternoon, Jordan Pickford was out, which was a bit on one hand, you're kind of thinking, it was our first choice goalie, it's another huge blow. But on the other hand, because of the opposition, I actually thought, it mightn't be a bad thing, because Begovic just has to be steady. There won't be a focus on him from the Newcastle fans, as there would be with Pickford playing. And I thought Asmir Begovic did excellent tonight. Got a clean sheet. Did what he had to do well, come and claim stuff. Made a couple of decent saves. Didn't have loads to do, but made a couple of decent saves. And ultimately, his clean sheet has won Everton the game. And it's important to take that focus off. Newcastle fans do give it to Pickford. Half the songs tonight were about Jordan Pickford, which is fine. Listen, it's fine. They like to take the mickey out of him, and that's up to them. And he gives it back, doesn't he? So fair enough. But he was missing. Donny van der Beek was missing as well. Frank Lampard chose to keep Dominic Calvert-Lewin on the bench as well, and put Ben Godfrey at left back. And Godfrey was really solid. Only really one moment in the game where he let Almiron get a run on him. He should have tackled him earlier. Other than that, I thought he did a good job. Michael Keane was back, who I thought had an excellent game tonight for Everton. And the crowd were magnificent, which is the big thing to say from it. The crowd were brilliant before the game, excellent throughout the game. Second half especially, they were unreal. And ultimately it ended in an Everton win. Everton started the game really well, actually. The opening 15 minutes were comfortably the better side. We're knocking it round, in total control of the game. And then Newcastle grew into it. And towards the end of the first half, it'd been quite comfortable, I think, for Newcastle. They were pushing us back without really doing anything in terms of carving us open. They had a good foothold in the game. And, we'd had some half moments in the first half where we had shots that were blocked, but hadn't really created anything of note. The quality in the final third wasn't there. I don't think it was there from either side, actually, although they'd got in a couple of times and had needed timely clearance from Alex Iwobi on one occasion. And obviously the big side, so corners were always, you were always worried about the corners. But the second half, Everton come out and started to, battle and match them. We had the Divvy, cable tying his neck to a goalpost, which caused a stop for about 10 minutes. He got lamped by a fan in the process. He got bottles thrown at him from Evertonians and the Geordies, threw a few things at him as well. But the game got back into flow, and Everton, were much better in the second half in terms of getting involved in the final third, looking like they might break Newcastle down. They were always a threat, of course they were. They were playing with a confidence that we really weren't, and it was about hard work tonight from Everton, and that's what they did. Listen, it wasn't a fast flowing, silky football and performance by the Blues, but just right now, it doesn't call for that. It calls for rolling your sleeves up and battling. Much like Newcastle did to us, 6 weeks ago, whatever, outfought us. And I think in the second half at times, we outfought them tonight, and that's why we've ultimately won the game. We've had, a couple of attempts at goal that fizz wide. Their keeper, Dubravka's made a great save from Anthony Gordon. And we were really stretching them. They had, like I said before, they had opportunities on the break as well. Neither team, I don't think, could really just get enough quality in that final third. But the referee, who was absolutely abysmal all night, really, as in the end, he's probably helped Everton with the victory for being so bad. He was really poor. And that is Goodison, when it gets like that, when it's wronged, is a difficult place to play. And Craig Pawson, you played your part in that tonight. Inadvertently, it looked like you were trying to do us in at any opportunity, and ultimately you've inspired us by being so dreadful at your job. He sent Alan off. It's a cynical foul. he knew what he was doing, but there was no danger to an opponent. It was a yellow card. The referee, I think, within the game, give him a yellow card. I think he got that right. And then obviously Stuart Atwell, who we know was pathetic anyway, has had a word in his ear and he's gone over to the monitor. And when they go over to the monitor and you slow something down, it looks worse than what it is. It was a foul, wasn't it? It was a booking. Was it a red? I'm not so sure. When you slow it looks bad. But listen, he sent him off and that incensed the Evertonians even more. But it also made the job much more difficult. And at that moment, I'd have bit your hand off for a point because I thought Newcastle will just push on now and go for the winning. And they tried to do that. But Everton, who just brought Dominic Calvert-Lewin on, really dug in and really, made sure they were nice and compact. And we'd had half chances earlier on. And when they pass, you do think, a point, where does that leave us? But you know what? We come up big when we needed to. And we scored a brilliant goal. Won the ball off them, played it in, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, lovely little layoff, and Alex Iwobi steers it into the bottom corner. And where I was sat in the upper buns, the minute it left his foot and it could see it was in, the Bravka couldn't get across. And what a moment. The roof came off inside Goodison. It was pandemonium. Richarlison, who'd been subbed, ended up in with the celebrations in front of the park end. It was bedlam. Goodison, it was so loud. And then we had to hang on in. It was the 14 minutes injury time the referee had put up because of the blurt on the post and because obviously of the red card. And it's can you see it out? And the way the night had gone and the way the season's gone, you were thinking, are these still going to have time to pull an equaliser out? But they didn't really create anything, although they did put a couple of high balls in, which it's heart in your mouth moments. Unfortunately for Everton, we hung on and we got what is a huge win. It's a win, 10 men against a team that's in form, in a tough game, in a pressure game, and we've won it. And things like that can turn your season. I'm not saying it will. There's 11 games left. Everton probably need, I think, 4 wins comfortably gets them safe. I think, 3 more wins and a few draws might do it, but it's only one game and we've won it late on. I made up for Alex Iwobi for scoring that. He hasn't had a great time since he come from Arsenal, but that's a big goal tonight. It should do him the world of good and it should do the fans the world of good. It feels good tonight, it really does, and I forgot what this feeling's like. Big win. And, hopefully there's still life in us yet and we can get what we need. If Goodison's like that, raucous like that and up for it, inspiring the players, Everton will stay up. Has to be like that for the remaining 5 home games. It's got to be. And if it does that, then we can get positive results. But what a win. My man of the match, I'm going to give it to Alex Iwobi. There was great performances in there. I thought Alan was really good tonight. I thought Michael Keane, who, had one of his better games where he's up against a physical player like Chris Wood and he's able to compete with that. He headed everything away. I thought Seamus Coleman had a really good game, to be fair. Another one who is getting to a stage in his career, Seamus, where, maybe he shouldn't be playing as often as he is, but he was excellent tonight. But I'm going to give it to Iwobi because that is a huge goal. Absolutely huge goal. And he's come up big for us tonight and won us the game. So Alex Iwobi is my man of the match. That is it from me. Delighted, absolutely delighted we've won the game. And like I said, there's life in Everton, yeah. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. See you later.